So in this next part, we're going to add a few options. We're going to be able to move around and leave the Tesco car park, which to a lot of you will be a new experience. A good rush. So we want to give people an option. So what do we say? Like a question, you know? What am I going to say? Where do I want to go? Where do you want to go? Question mark. And again, we want someone to decide. So that's going to be an input. Invert. And we're going to give that a little placeholder, you know, assign that to a variable. I guess this is going to be a choice, so let's just call it a choice. Choice is equal to input. Where do you want to go? Brand. So if the choice, really, I should just, by the way, I'm going to put this into a little chapter. So this is name, and this is where to go. Right, so your choice is where do you want to go, and then whatever you type gets assigned to the choice. Equals meaning assign in Python. Actual equals would be double, but you know, this means assigned in Python. Yeah, let's go for it. If choice is equivalent to, I mean, oh yeah, do you know what? Like they could type anything here. Do you know what I should do is after this prompt them. I'm going to say S for Supervalu, question mark, because that's the only place you can go from Tesco, as far as I'm aware. If choice is equal to S, but this will always be in quotation marks as a string, an English word, because input by default always assumes what you type in here is a string, never a number. Grand. So I just do need those quotation marks to say we're talking English here. Grand. Colon, because every if ends in a colon. Hit return, and you'll notice that I'm slightly indented because this is now the child of this parent. I'm inside this choice. So if my choice that I'm inside of here is S, I'm gonna go okay. Print. You head on down for some Supervalu, spelled with a U. Grand. And if they do literally anything else, I'm going to say print you stay in Tesco. Dot 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 dot. You're still in Tesco. Dot dot dot. Sigh. Okay. Lovely. So I think I've captured every possible place to go and rush here. Yep, that's it. I like the way I've only given them one option. Maybe later I'll adjust the game to give them a second option if I'm being like, I'm really going into fantasy there. So where to go? That's fine. Now, if let's say they do want to go to Supervalu, I need to say, well, and here you go to Supervalu. Okay, so print. So in Supervalu, where do you want to go next? Now I'm going to run into a problem here. So let's say I want to go to Supervalu, and then if I want to go down to the frozen foods in Supervalu, it's going to be another if inside here, and then there's going to be another if inside, and I'm going to end up with if. It's going to be like a hall of mirrors. It's going to be just bad. It's not going to work. My game is going to get completely impossible to figure out very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use functions. Functions in Python basically mean you take a chunk of text and you assign it a little shortcut name. Okay, so similar to when you take off your jumper, you don't go like break it into 1,000 steps of like move muscle 1 degree up. You just go through all the steps because you've learned it off, and you call that takeoff jumper. Right. So all of this here I'm going to pop into a function. The way you do that is you select all of this here. Oh wait, before I do that, I better name the function. So I'll define this function as, where am I right now? I'm Tesco. Tesco. And every function has open bracket, close bracket starting off. Okay. And similar to the if, I end up with a colon there. Every definition of a function ends up with a colon. It looks like a smiley face, or I don't know what emoji that is, but it's definitely an emoji. Maybe I'll Google it later. So because all of this text is inside my function, this is the child of that parent, as they say, I hit tab. Tab is just above the caps lock key there, and bump. And what it does is it puts some spaces in there, some spaces there, and moves everything in. So it says that is owned by this, right? Once I go outside here, I've left the Tesco car park, so I better not go out there just yet. Right now, one thing I should say about these functions, right, is you have to tell Python all your functions in advance of the actual program running, okay? Because if I say, listen, I'm going to need 2 wawajiwas, and you're like, what's a wawajiwa? It's like, I'll tell you later. I just need, no, now I need 3 of them. And you're like, you need to tell me beforehand what a wawajiwa is. So Python is similarly puzzled when you start talking about things you have not yet mentioned. So if you say go to Tesco and you haven't told it at the start of your program what Tesco is, it won't know what to do when it encounters Tesco bracket, right? So any of your definitions, all of your functions, put them right up the top of your program, okay? Even before the welcome. Grand. Now, when I want to then actually call the function, I put it down here. So what you're making Python a promise. You're saying, anytime I say Tesco bracket, see this chunk of text? Do it. Just do that chunk of text, right? So it's all great, but until I actually call the functions and actually tell it I want to, then you go and do that. So a classic thing is people, they write their programs, they put all their functions, and they press go, and literally nothing happens. And I'm like, did you actually call the functions that you made? Like, oh, I forgot to go actually run the thing that I told it about. Yeah, grand. So where to go? Tesco bracket. So now let's again. I'm going to, just when I do this, I'm going to clear this so I can see, and let's run the program to test it. You see Tesco security approach you. What's your name? My name is now Maxi. Maxi Jazz. Maxi Jazz. What are you from Lusk? I feel bad. I probably should change it up. People from Lusk are going to get annoyed. Where do you want to go? That should be a capital W. S. What if I want to go Y? You stay in Tesco. You're still in Tesco. So okay. Oh, well, the game ended as well. So a few things here. I suppose I'm going to put this inside a loop to stop you getting out of there, but maybe I'll do that later. The main thing I want to do now is go to Supervalu. So let's see if I can actually get to Supervalu this time. So I press go. What's your name? Jojo Maxi. And where do you want to go? S. Yes, S indeed. S to Supervalu. You head on down for some Supervalu. Grand. So what I need to do now is make another function for Supervalu. And the way I'm going to do that is going to be really lazy and just copy this guy here. This is a location. I imagine Supervalu will be pretty similar to Tesco. So in fact, I'm going to get the whole thing, copy it, just put it exactly underneath it and change it to Supervalu. Supervalu. It's still Supervalu. That's all. So where do you want to go now? So Tesco. If choice is equal to Tesco, you head on down to. You head on down. Yet again. Okay. Else you stay in Supervalu. So I should now be able to go back and forth. Oh, I forgot to call the function. So def Supervalu. I'm now going to put this in my Tesco choice. So if choice is equal to S, you go to Supervalu, and then I want to run the Supervalu code here because now you're in Supervalu. And when I go back to Tesco, if your choice is T for Tesco, I need to tell them here, I need to say Python, you want to go to Tesco. So Tesco, blah, blah. So I should be able to now use these as little portals to kind of go back and forth. Okay, let's give it a go. So my name is Indiegogo. Where do you want to go? S? Yes. Supervalu. It's the. Where do you want to go? Tesco? Yes. Supervalu. Tesco. Oh wait, I hit Y. TY. Okay, and the game is over. Now, what I could do here, I'm not going to do it just yet, as I said, because it'll make the thing messy. But I could put in like a while true and just loop them around. They just can't get out of here until they make choices or whatever. So at the end, I'm just going to just print, just in case they ended up outside, go game over. Grand. So we've now got Tesco, Supervalu, Tesco, Supervalu, Tesco, Supervalu. So there's 3 locations. I mean 2 locations. Pretty much the one location. Like you're going back and forth between the 2 of them. And that's it. I feel like I've captured 90% of living in Rush. So I don't know if this game really needs any more plot to that. So yeah, maybe I'll add one more location. I can't think of any. That's it. That's all of Rush.